The M4A1 Revalorisé, a French Sherman tank with a very big gun, is now available in the World of Tanks Blitz store. But yeah, the Sherman is a tier 5 vehicle, the gun is very big, this one is a tier 8, so is it magnificent, is it a must buy, or is it a mistake if you get this tank in your garage? I'm going to show you 3 games in today's video, so please sit back and enjoy the show. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. It's good to see you all back again on the channel after the update 5.2 preview videos. We have for you today a review of the M4A1 Revalorisé, a tier 8 French premium medium tank, which is currently available in the World of Tanks Blitz store. It comes fully equipped with all 9 equipment slots unlocked. And it kind of begs the question, should you buy this tank or not? It's one which I quite like, because first of all, it's a Sherman version. It's, yeah, you could name this one, actually consider it as the ultimate Sherman. It's just your 1944, 1945 M4A1 hull. You can see that rounded shape, big hatches up the front. This one still has the radial engine. It hasn't been re-engined, but this tank in service was mostly used by the Israeli army. This is a French tank, which was actually just a prototype. It has a 105mm gun up front with a double baffle muzzle brake up the front. The gun itself was a bit longer originally. It was reduced in length, the barrel length. But yeah, it is a very big gun for quite a small tank. You can actually see that big counterweight at the back of the turret, which had to be put there because otherwise the turret would be completely unbalanced with a big gun. But this tank was used in Israeli service, and it was actually used in 1956 as well as in the Six-Day War in 1967. So that's a World War II tank, completely upgunned, completely redesigned with a new M51 Cummins engine in there. Good stuff, really. Nothing to compare to your average tier 5 stock Sherman tank, which was actually the first one used in World War II. But that was real life. This is Blitz, as you can see, and you have to use this tank, a tier 5 hull with a very big gun on front, in tier 7, tier 8 and also in tier 9 games. I have a few snippets of a tier 9 game in it. You can see it was in the intro already. It's going to be at the end as well. But the best games I managed to get in tier 7 and 8 as a top tier tank. And this is a bit of a hard drive. It's not a tank that has a really unique style of gameplay really. But because it is, like I said, basically a tier 5 hull with a big gun. Sorry about the knock, I knocked onto my microphone. But because it is a tier 5 hull coupled to a very big gun, it means that you can get shot by a lot of tanks really for very big numbers in this game. This one, for example, T-34 can hit you pretty hard. The T-49s of this world, the Borsigs, SU-52, 152s, SU-152s, ISU-152s, Waffle tractors, all those types of tanks, they can hit pretty hard and they can pen you straight through the side with HE, no problem whatsoever, and you will get wrecked, completely blown to bits. That doesn't mean you can't perform in this tank. I've had some fairly good games in this one. You can see very good accuracy, 10 penetrating shots giving me 3.2k damage, near 3.3k. And 2 bounces as well from the Pershing, which was, I think, the stock gun actually. But if you drive the tank back at a very steep angle, then you can bounce the occasional shot. Here I'm comparing the Ravioli, the Rev, to the AMX and a lot of the other tier 8 premium tanks. You can see you have just a little bit of better alpha. The T-34-3 obviously has the better one, the 59, and the T-54 Mod 1 and the T-44-100 as well have 280 as well. But the gun handling, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad either. You have 10 degrees of gun depression, which can work pretty well. And your mobility, it's good. Right in the middle of the pack. It's just that your armor isn't there, really. It just isn't there. There's no armor really on this tank. So I'm going to show you what will happen if you fit the equipment I'm using, and I'm going to talk a bit more on the equipment as well if we flick into the garage view, because I'm running the tank with the calibrated shells, which kind of boasts my pen numbers. Obviously, I'm fitting my supercharge, giving me a very quick and accurate gun, and I'm using the vertical stabilizers to improve the aiming time. And yeah, this setup works for me. I've tried it also on the super test account. We're not allowed to use footage from super test because tanks can be changed just a little bit. This is real footage from 5.1, and here's the equipment I was talking about. I'm using calibrated shells. You could use a rammer, but if you use that one, this is what happens. You get just a little bit of DPM improvement, and yeah, this tank is about that alpha, and I want to hit plus 10 on a PCR and plus 25 on heat. Very well. I'm not using defense system, improved modules, and the optics here, you might want to fit a camouflage net if you really want to snipe, but this one's supercharged, really good. 3.8 aiming time, I could get it down to 3.5, but I'd rather have that supercharge because that gives me the possibility to snipe a bit more. Engine accelerator to improve pickup speed as well. You could fit improved control, but I'm using an engine accelerator. And obviously, like I said, this one, the vertical stabilizers, it works for me. 3.8 aiming time. It's not a frontline tank anyway. This is a support tank. You have to play it second line. You have to play it into a position where you can put 310 alpha into the enemies from time to time as much as possible, because otherwise you will get wrecked. And the reason why you will get wrecked is sitting right here. This is the M4A1 Revalorisé, the RAV, from yeah, you can see it's a bit red on the turret, but the hull, yeah, it's a lot of green. It's from the perspective of an Su-76, which is a T3 Russian tank destroyer. But if you then get shot by an Ju-152, even with the Tier 9 gun, the 122mm gun, it doesn't really matter. 9 out of 10 shots will go through. And if they would try HE on you, let's try an object 704 for example, there's an HE shot. Ooh, that's not good. Even if it does splash damage, if it penetrates fully, 712 minimal damage, 350 on splash, and if it can hit you 90 degrees on the side or on the side of your turret, it will go through. It's 2/3 of your hit points gone. And there's a lot of tanks that can just punch through. This is Sand Mark 1. Will have no problems going through, except on the occasional bounce on the left side of your turret, right side of your turret, or on the turret top. If you use a maximum gun depression, I'm not saying you will not get penned, because you will, obviously. It's a lot of green, it's a lot of weak spots. But if you use a maximum gun depression and you jerk back, you will get the bounce on the front plate like I just did against that Pershing, or on the top plate of your turret. That can be just ever so slightly bouncy. It's not guaranteed, again, it's not guaranteed. And just to say it for another time, it's not a guaranteed bounce, so don't be mad at me if it doesn't work. But you have to play it like that. Just don't try not to sit still, but don't be frontline either. It's a fun tank to play. I really enjoyed playing it, but it's not a tank that it's very easy to play. So let's say you are a new player to Blitz, or you are a new subscriber to my channel, and you're looking at this one. You think, oh right, this one's in the store. Martin's making a review out of it, and he's making it look like the tank is fun, which it is, because it's a Sherman, it's a big gun, and it's got gun depression and lovely gun handling, which I quite like. And then you think, right, I want to grab myself a Tier 8 premium vehicle. I'm gonna get this one. It has got full equipment, it has a good gun. It's called the Mighty Legionnaire. Don't, just don't. This is not a tank you can play. And here's why I'm fitting supercharge, sidestep, near instant hit, and it's going to be a very disgusting shot on the Bulldog in just a few seconds later. And you can also see, you can frontline this tank for a bit, but if there's a lot of tanks driving around, it's better not to. There's going to be a Vindicator. Oh, hello, Vindicator. I don't want to shoot you. Here it is, disgusting shot. Disgusting, I should be arrested. Here's going to be a very disgusting bounce as well. There we go. 560 Alpha from T49, I love it. So that was all my luck probably from this game, so I decided to first hopefully try to capture deer. Then I was thinking, right, I'm not going to capture deer, they're probably pushing on me, and lo and behold, there's a bulldog again. I can shoot him once. Right, deers, reset anyway. Ooh, that's a Vindicator. Run away. Can we run away? We can run away. You can see that accelerator works just fine. Here's some more gun depression. This one's going in. It's a near instant hit with that supercharge on it. 1267 was it again? 1287, something like that. It's brilliant. And having the engine accelerate, I mean, the tank moves around just fine. You can see it here. It moves up the slope and down the slope, and has 18 kilometers in reverse. All very well and good. You can hit weak spots of any enemy tanks fairly easily. Here I'm getting shot by an IS in the side. Ooh, that's not good. So I'm going to shoot the T49 and just move up round and round again, around the building, around the hill. Lovely game. Just driving around like a madman. I'm not really playing very well here. Actually, it's more of the red team being not that good. And our team is just spread out. You can see this is Blitz. I could have set at the back, maybe. And then, I don't know, be the improvised tank destroyer. Which is probably a role that this tank fits. Be an improvised tank destroyer and then save your hit points. But as long as you can keep, say, 900 hit points left until about the end game, that means you can survive 2 shots from the heavies that are probably there still. You will get obliterated by a Borsig, which has 640 Alpha, and if it shoots HE it can do even worse. But other than that, it's a fun drive, it's a fun tank to play. Like I said, don't buy it as your first tier 8 premium. I did just that on console, which wasn't the most brilliant thing to do, because yeah, it requires you to know what's going to happen on the maps. And if you don't know what's happening on the maps, or if you don't know where to go hold down, then yeah, this tank is not the tank you should play. I'd then rather get a T26 Evo Super Pershing or any other tier 8 from the tech tree, maybe the Yacht 818, whatever. Other tanks might be better than this one, but if you are a player that is a bit experienced in the game, this is a fairly fun one. We got a first class because of a patrol duty as well. You can see it here, 1200 assistance damage, which is good. A few tanks spotted, and a bit lucky because I managed to drive away there as well. And you can see 86k net income in terms of credits. That's not bad. That's not bad for a tier 8 tank. I don't have the credit coefficient numbers yet. They aren't available yet. But it kind of sits in the same pack as the Type 59 and the Mod 1. It's not as, for me, I think it is. It's not as good as the Lurber. But yeah, it works fairly well. Another game on False Creek, for which I apologize. I'd like to show more different terrains and maps in my videos and just yeah, do 2 of them. But this is what I meant by having to know what's happening on the map. You can see what we're doing. We're pushing onto A cap. We are capturing A. I'm keeping an eye on the map, and I'm already noticing, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are correct, I'm already noticing the medium tanks and the light tank on C cap as well. I'm not interested in capping A at the moment. I want to get my alpha damage in, because I kind of sense that we are getting overrun on C cap. I can put him into one shot, the VK3002D. My team is still flanking, but we're going to lose tanks at an alarming rate. Should have shot HE, shouldn't have done that, because I missed that one. Maybe APCL would have gone in. But RU is yeah, kind of panicking now. There's a VK3002D still over there. What can I do? What can I do? Can I shoot him? No, can't shoot the tiger. Right, here's an isolated target. The RU is still isolated. Let's just shoot him up the ass. There we go. Yes, it's a nice true close Kellerman style shot. Up the ass. Cutting the stupids. We're losing tanks around C-cap, but we have A captured still, so I can shoot the Tiger and I can bounce again. Lovely. Like I said, if you pull back like this, shoot a tank, use the maximum gun depression, and then yeah, and you might be able to bounce if you're lucky. And you can see I've been saving my hit points. We're still not safe from winning. We have one cap, but in terms of tanks it is fairly even. In terms of hit points it's even worse. I was gonna try AC on the back of the T-34. Didn't work out. On the earlier False Creek game it did work out. Nice lovely shot into the back. If you see a Foch, a T9 tank destroyer dead on 90 degrees, you can pan him if you use calibrated shells with HE. Borsigs obviously, waffle tractors, etc. But a lot of tanks you can pan with if you use the calibrated shells with HE, which is a lovely little nuke really. Max roll 500. That new light tank skill works very well. You can use 500 on the back of a lot of tanks really. I'm saving my shot. I wanted to shoot a T-34. He stops just before I have time to shoot him, so I wait for the next shot to be available. Not really picky on what I want to shoot. And now I'm buggering off because I'm thinking the T-43 and the T-34 are pushing in on me. Here I shoot the tracks of the IS-5, and I'm getting a bit worried over here because my SP1C fellow teammate is dying, but he's doing a magnificent job there at killing the T-43, who wasn't maybe the most brilliant player on the field. Now it's just a matter of keeping an eye on what the enemy tanks are doing. I know my the SP is going down, but I can kill the IS-5. There we go. Right, and I just don't have to die now. So that's what we're going to do. I won't die. Quick summary will follow up in the end as well before we kill this T-34. Right, is this a good tank? It's a good tank. It has a good gun, which I like. It's not a tank that is an epic carry tank. Of course you can do well, but you have to be slightly lucky in it. But it's a tank that is a good drive. It has a good gun. It has 310 alpha. So yeah, I really liked playing this one, to be honest. And this game gave us the mastery now that the tank is actually in the game. I've been playing it obviously on a super test account, where we got a fair few masteries from time to time. Less people playing the tanks. But you can see just under 1300 gives you the ace. It's obviously still early days. It might go up a bit. But in a way, I expect the mastery bar to be a bit lower on this one compared to, for example, the Type 59 or the T-54 Mod 1. And as said, fairly good credit earn, 70k net income. Some of that probably went to me shooting tanks that were not spotted by myself. But yeah, that's my verdict on the M4A1 Revalorisé, the RAV. Use the gun oppression, save your hit points. By all means, save your hit points, and do play around a bit with the equipment to find out which thing works best for you. And as always, try to track enemy tanks because they get wrecked by T-30s and afterwards. Thank you very much all for watching. I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers, happy tanking.